Right, our next guest is Emily. So excited to see you, Emily. Emily's the founder of Freedom Body Training and a certified instructor of yoga, gravity yoga, which sounds interesting, and Krav Maga, if I'm saying that correctly, that's self-defense and street fighting. Oh my goodness, and dance and just so many amazing things and holistic nutrition certification as well. So Emily, I'm super excited to have you join us as we unleash ourselves today with self-care. So if you want to start off, just share a little with everybody about what you do and what is it that you do to unleash yourself with self-care.
Absolutely. So I was so excited that Loretta ended with that comment of where we are today is not where we'll be, because I say that too, but in regards to the body, right? So people say, like, oh, my health is this way, or I was never flexible in my hamstrings, my hips are always tight, my low back. And in fact, today I heard somebody say, I'm just old, right? And I thought, oh, no, 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 no. This is the present condition of your body. However, it's not what it needs to be next week or 5 years from now, right? So just like the perfect day, in envisioning that, I hope everybody put some vitamin M in their perfect day. I stole that from a friend of mine. That's vitamin movement. and um, so I hope everybody has some movement in their perfect day. And also that we really truly embrace the idea that our lives are always changing and we are always making new decisions, right? For how, if we walk our daughter to school, or if we do some movement, or, and inside the body, the cells are always renewing, right? And when we eat good food and we drink water and all that, we nourish the body, and then the body renews. And the next day, we actually are different than we are today. So we are always making choices. And this is part of what I do, is to help people make choices about their health, about what they're putting into their bodies, gut health, and a lot of vitamin M movement. And so we are going to be doing some movement today. And this is really one of my primary ways I take care of myself. When you talk about self-care, I actually feel pretty bad when I don't move, stretch, get some exercise. And it doesn't have to be hard exercise, just a walk up a hill, get the heart pumping, get some flexibility, get the joints mobilizing. All of these things, if you're not a mover, just trust me, these things make such a huge impact on your overall health and well-being. So this is one way I take care of myself. I'm also really into eating very good food. And when I say good, I mean healthy and tasty. So, and we nourish the body in this way. And if I have those things along with sleep taken care of, food, movement, sleep, everything else gets so much easier, right? And then we have more energy to give to others. And I encourage you to make your list of what is on for you, and then put it in your perfect average day. So great. I do want to do some movement with you all today. And before we get going, I would love to see in the chat where you would like to feel more openings in your body, right? So where, for many people, it can be neck and shoulders, hips, low back. It could also be like, where are you experiencing pain that you would like to experience moving in freedom, pain-free? Neck and shoulders. Thanks, Joy. Also, so exciting to see some familiar names and faces in the group. Hello to everybody who knows me. If you don't know me, again, my name is Emily Webb. Yep. River, good. Thanks, River. Thanks, Kathy. Hips, yes, indeed. We're going to be, I'm going to see if anything else comes in. We're definitely going to be doing some neck and shoulders. We're definitely going to be opening up a little in the hips today, for sure. Hips again. Hips are made to be tight, y'all. They're strong. They support 2/3 of our body weight, right? The pelvis is like one of the heaviest bones in the body. They're made to be quite strong, but we want them strong and long. That's kind of how I think about all our muscles. We want them strong and long. We want the joints to be open and strong. Sweet. So are y'all ready to get started? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to get going. So we are actually going to start in our chairs because I know most of you are probably already sitting. And great. Just read the last comment there. Thank you for your comments, y'all. Thanks for participating. It makes us feel like we're actually together. So because we sit in chairs a lot, we're going to start in the chair, and these are great exercises for you to do, during your workday. If you can just take that moment and just loosen up the body. Some people actually even set an alarm, so it's like it goes off every 30 minutes. Oh, I need to have a little movement break. So let's go ahead and just feel our hips in the chair, feet heavy on the ground. And we're just going to come into the moment, coming into our breath. And as we inhale, we're going to stretch the spine tall. We're going to elongate to the back of the neck and have that line of energy going all the way up to the sky. And we're going to bring some gentle awareness into the core. We'll be talking more about core today, but for right now, you're going to think about stretching up and just feel that gentle activation of the intrinsic muscles of the spine and your core supporting your tall spine. And we're going to put our hands onto our sides, maybe low ribs. We're going to take a breath in and just expand those low ribs open. And then exhale, and we're going to squeeze the air out. Inhaling, allowing the belly to fill, ribs blow up like a balloon. Exhale, we squeeze all the air out. Good. And relaxing the arms down, checking in with the shoulders, just seeing if you're holding any tension there, maybe giving them a little roll. Good. Coming back into stillness. We center the body, we center the mind. We're going to inhale and lift the chest forward. And then we're going to exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, and curl. And we're going to pull the belly in. Inhale, lift, and maybe even looking towards the ceiling. Exhale, all the air out as we curl. Inhale, extending open through the heart, open through the chest. Exhale, opening through the back body. Tuck chin, tuck tailbone. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Inhale, let's lift. We're going to stay there. Keep the breath in, and we're going to see if we can relax the shoulders down the back. And on your exhale, we come back to center. Let's inhale, reaching the arms high. We're going to exhale and twist to the right. Now we're going to bring left hand to knee, and with the opposite hand, we're going to just weave our way behind the chair. And you can kind of grab onto the chair at some point, or the seat, or you can just reach your hand around your back. Good. And from here, we inhale, stretch the spine tall, and we're going to exhale, left ear to left shoulder. And here we're going to find a nice, gentle neck stretch. And we're going to slowly explore, moving with the chin and the neck and the head, and just find your best stretch. You can look up, look down. As you inhale, we extend the spine long, and we feel that gentle core support turning on. One more big inhale here. And we exhale back to center, nice and easy. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. We're going to squeeze the shoulders up and then drop the shoulders down. On your next exhale, we're going to twist. Bringing the hand across to the knee, weaving the opposite hand behind, moving around that chair, either grabbing the chair or reaching your hand behind. Inhaling, reaching the spine tall, and exhaling ear to shoulder. And the key is here, we're just going to gently and slowly explore through the neck and the head, right? Find your best stretch. People have been talking about kind of the stressors of the day and life moving fast. When we do these stretches, I want you to think about going very slow, allowing everything to be easeful. We're calming the nervous system down, right? And then to calm the nervous system down, we slow down the breath and we slow down the movement. One more big inhale here, stretching the spine tall. And exhaling, returning back to center. All right, so if you just did just that, 2 minutes during your workday, life is going to be better. Let's go ahead and stand up. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this core support because it's super important for uh, our posture, but also if you experience low back pain, tight hip flexors, neck pain, short hamstrings, this can all be stemming from your inner core. And so when I'm talking about core, I'm talking about not the six-pack abs and not the outer obliques, but inside. There's a muscle called the transverse abdominis muscle, and it's one of the major stabilizers of our body. And when it's not working well enough, then the secondary stabilizers start to try to kick in, mainly the hip flexors here and the low back. And those muscles become overworked, overused, and chronically tight. And no matter how much stretching you do, if we're not also focusing on building the stabilizer muscle, in this case, we're talking about the transverse abdominis, the TVA, you'll just be constantly stretching and they'll constantly be overworked. So let's look at this a little bit more. We're going to stretch the spine tall, and you're already going to feel maybe a gentle lengthening out the core, and that's your TVA coming together. We're going to put hands below belly button and above belly button. We're going to take a big in breath, and then we're going to exhale and pull both hands back to the spine. So not just the lower hand, not just the top hand, both hands. Again, inhale, exhale, pull the hands in. Good, that's it. And if you're not feeling exactly what I'm talking about, don't worry, that's part of my free gift for you. Let's come on hands to the sides. And now again, we feel as we inhale, the low ribs opening, expanding. Exhale, we squeeze it in. Good, y'all keep doing that. I'm gonna talk a little bit more. So the TVA muscle is a huge muscle. It comes here and it wraps all the way around like a corset. So now as you inhale, we blow up that balloon, and like a corset, like I'm cinching up all the ties on the corset, we're gonna pull everything in on the exhale. You'll feel potentially a slight activation of your glute muscles. That's good, they need to be worked too. And you're gonna have that sensation of squeezing inwards. All right, so with that, let's come to our chair. And I'm hoping that maybe you have a chair with a back on it, but you can also do this with your hands on a wall, anything stable, but a chair works quite well. We're gonna feel into this TVA muscle a little bit more and get the legs warmed up. So we inhale, stretching the spine tall. Always, that's where we start. And we're gonna exhale, squeeze the air out, pull the center core together, and we're gonna sit back as if we were gonna sit in a chair behind us. It's a little sit. And then we're gonna take the hands to our object, in this case a chair, squeeze the elbows in by the side, and we're gonna think about lifting the chair up. So I've got active energy going upwards in my arm. I am not trying to lift the chair. I'm sitting back, and in fact, the chair is helping support my sit back. At this point, you should feel your legs working, and also very much as you try to lift this chair, your core and back turning on. This is their job, to stabilize the spine when we're lifting. Let's go ahead and inhale and release and relax. Check in with the shoulders, make sure you don't have any excess tension. Good, we inhale and exhale, sit back into your imaginary chair as you lift your actual chair. Good. And we're gonna notice that the low back is arching. We're gonna drop that tailbone to the ground. That means you need more TVA support. We're also going to notice if your lower back feels stressed or overworked. If that's happening for you, I want to invite you to feel more into the core, right? That's what the core needs to work. And then we're gonna go ahead and gently and slowly release. So at this point, we should feel a nice warmth in the belly, all through here. That's our TVA muscle activated and turning on. Very nice. We'll come back to the chair in a moment. Now we're gonna just allow some mobility of the spine. And we're going to come back to the TBA. So hold on to that feeling. We're going to start with an inhale, rising the spine up. Exhale, tuck just the chin. So it's like we're trying to put the chin back to the back of our head. This is a great way to look at a cell phone rather than this way, yeah? And then we're going to look up the ceiling. Big inhale here. Exhale, tuck just the chin, and then release through the neck, looking down towards the floor. Inhaling neck and chin and looking to the sky. Exhale, chin, neck, and now we release the shoulders. This is often how people look at cell phones. Let's not do that anymore. Let's inhale, shoulders, neck, chin, eyes to the sky. Exhale, chin, neck, shoulders, and then we're going to collapse through the sternum and round through the shoulder blade area. On your inhale, we go sternum, shoulders, neck, chin, looking to the sky. Exhaling, chin, neck, shoulders, sternum, and now we're going to go into the middle back. Arms are hanging low and relaxed. On your exhale, unwind the middle back, the sternum, the shoulders, the neck, the chin, and we look up. One more time, exhale, chin, neck, shoulders, sternum, mid back, and now we're gonna go to the low back. Bend the knees, nice and easy in that low back. And we're just gonna hang for a moment. Good, and I want you to imagine that you're picking up something off the floor or out of your dishwasher, because I can tell you so many times I do this in this exact position, and this is not very good for your back to pick up things in this way. So we're going to instead send the tailbone behind and unfurl the chest. Good, and so now you're gonna feel that core support turning on again. Let's try that motion again. We're gonna round to the back, let the head go. Inhale, unfurl, rise the chest, length of spine. So now we have long line of energy out the crown of the head, long line of energy out the tailbone, and that core support turning on. Good, and we rise up. This one is gold. So if that's all you got from this session, please remember that. It's super important for the health of our backs. All right, let's come back to the chair. Gonna get a little more shoulder stretch here and stretch the backs of the legs. We're gonna step away from the chair. Feel the core turning on here to support your descent. We're gonna reach out the arms and hands to the back of the chair, soften the knees, and now just allow the head and chest to fall through the shoulders. Knees are nice and bent here. And here we begin to breathe. We come back to that idea of slowing everything down. We take a big inhale and a long exhale. Really allowing the shoulders to open. Head is heavy to the ground. Chest is opening. Big inhale, expanding ribs open in all directions. And exhaling and letting it go. This is a great stretch to do, especially if you work at a desk. Just taking this moment during your workday and opening up to the chest and the shoulders is so good for the health of your spine and posture. One last big inhale here. Exhaling, releasing, and relaxing even more. And slowly, we're going to turn that core support on, rock back into the heels, releasing the arms, to the thighs. So here we use our hands to help us roll up through the spine, and the head is the very last thing to rise. Just noticing how you feel. Let's go ahead and come back into our chair. I hope that in that even just short, we've been going for just less than 15 minutes, and already I'm hoping you're feeling the release of your body. It doesn't take much. All right, so now we're going to sit on the very edge of our chair, and we're gonna flip over facing sideways. So I have my left foot back behind, and we're gonna stretch that left foot behind. And that's gonna get us a nice stretch through the hip flexor. So here, we're gonna activate a little bit more before we go into our stretch. We're gonna try to pull the back foot forward. So it's like I'm trying to stand up here. Nothing's moving, but right now, tailbone is tucking, pulling up to the belly and activating through the hip flexor. We're gonna hold this for 5, 4, 3, keep holding, 2, and 1. Let's exhale, and we're gonna twist, optional of course, twist the back of our chair. So now I have my hands just resting on the back of the chair, shoulders are released and relaxed down. Now we wanna make sure in this position that the lower back feels good and that we can really relax here. As we inhale, we're gonna stretch the spine up and long. And on the exhale, let's release and relax the arms, shoulders away from the ears. And you use the chair to support your arms. If you're still facing forward, you can have your hands on your knee and help kind of push away to get a little more stretch to the hip flexor. We're gonna allow the hips to be heavy. The legs are heavy. One last big, long breath here. And on your exhale, we'll slowly rewind, unwind everything back to center. Then we go to the other side. So again, sitting right on the edge of the chair, we send that leg back. We're gonna activate as if you wanted to like run right now, but we can't run because we're sitting in a chair. We pull that back leg forward, rise up through the belly as we wanna tuck the tailbone down. So we're activating and we're turning on the quads and the hip flexors so that we're ready to stretch. And we hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's find your inhale. And exhale on the 1 with the optional twist to the back of the chair. Again, feeling that gentle core support so the lower back feels long. No one at this point, whether you're forward or to the chair, rotated, should feel the lower back crunching. We think long, low back, and then we twist. And even though our leg is doing some work here, we really want to let it relax as much as possible here. Still reaching it back and also allowing it to be heavy into the floor. We inhale, long spine, and exhale, twist. Slowing down the breath. When we release the breath and we slow down the exhale, we're slowing down our nervous system, which then allows our muscles to stretch. One more big inhale here. And exhaling slowly and easy back to center. Good. We're going to keep the knees nice and wide. Taking the palms to the inside of the knee, we're going to rotate left shoulder down and push the knee open. And you can kind of come as far forward as it feels good to you, or more upright, just listening to your body and doing what works for you. And we switch and we go to the other side. So here we're getting a nice opening through the hips and the groin muscle, as well as another spinal twist. Good, let's switch. Keeping the breath long. And switch. Good. And we come back to center. And we're gonna, with the core support turned on, lower our hands down to the floor. Now, here's one place that you might feel the wanting to have some support. So you could have another chair in front of you, or blocks, or any kind of boxes or books. Or if it's comfortable for you, we just allow everything to release to the floor. Head is hanging heavy, arms are hanging heavy. Big opening through the hips. We allow the head and neck to release and relax, maybe giving the head a little nod yes and a little nod no. Noticing if you're holding any tension there. And again, we focus in on the breath, allowing the body to completely release and relax. One more big inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to roll the spine up one vertebrae at a time. Use your arms to help. Nice, slow, fluid movement. And the head is the very last thing to rise. And maybe closing your eyes for a moment once you've risen. Noticing how your body feels. Noticing what has released, where you have more openings. And also maybe noticing what wants more attention. And I invite you to, after we finish our day, we're almost done, to give that area of your body more attention. And let's take a couple last breaths here, inhaling gratitude for our bodies and everything they do for us. And exhaling and releasing any excess tension. Inhaling appreciation, gratitude, and love for our bodies. And exhale, tension, letting the whole body relax. And when you're ready, gently opening the eyes. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. May all beings be happy and free. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Emily. Just beautiful, beautiful practice. We so
You're
appreciate
welcome. Yeah. And I invite everybody to, just take a moment, as I said, throughout the day, right? And just give yourself that moment. And I love somebody just said, never too late. It is never too late. Even, I don't care if you're 110, I plan on living past then. So I really don't care how old you are. I don't care what's happened in your life. Like, I've had so many injuries. Remember, I used to do pretty hardcore martial arts practice. So my body took quite a beating. I've also danced and done yoga for much of that time, more of that time, quite honestly, most of my life. But I have been in places in my life where I actually was crying on the yoga mat because I was in so much pain in my body and everything just felt so stiff and so tight. And I feel better now than I ever have, right? Because I did my self-care practice and took care of my body. And you all are welcome. Thank you so much. I'm just reading some comments. Thank you. So I would love to share more with you all because this is just like a taste, and whatever you get from this taste, this is the one point. Do I have a couple extra minutes? Are we cool on time, y'all? Because this one is huge. And I know because I used to have a lot of back spasms. And you're welcome, Aurora. Thank you. This moment where I had you all in this position, I had I've had several back spasms that would like put me in bed for several days. One was from unloading the dishwasher like this, pick up a dish, that round back. The other one was from picking up a piece of paper off the floor like this with that round back. So we think instead, turn on that core muscle. And as you go to pick up the piece of paper or the dish, we work the legs, right? We work the core rather than the low back. And I know for many people, they're like, of course, yes, that's what we should do. But check yourself. Is that what you actually are doing, right, in your life, especially if you have low back problems? The TVA is such a cool muscle. It's so important and so underrated. I saw something that's TVA. And so, but it's hard for some folks to really tune in to what that muscle is. So I have a couple free gifts for you, and one of them is a short lecture. It's just that I did. It's about 7 minutes long, but and I go through. I have a very cool muscle app, and so we actually go into the app and show you the muscles and how the TVA works and how it affects the other muscles and how it works with other muscles. So if you're like, yo, I can't feel that, it really can help to have a visual and to understand how the TVA is affecting the rest of your body, because it's really important. It's where I start almost everything. And then also I love you all, right? And I love working with people. I do group classes, I do intensives, and I also do private coaching, not only for movement, but also for gut health, as well as nutrition and plant-based eating, whole foods eating, etc. So if you have questions about your health, I would love to chat with you. It will we'll go through like what your goals are and what's blocking you, because all kinds of things can block, and also what your next steps forward, like to help you get that next step to your perfect day, feeling great and amazing in your body. And if it makes sense to talk about it, I'm happy to talk about how we can work together, but that's not the main focus of the call. So it's a free session, and you're welcome to book a time, and I would love to connect with you more. Thanks, Susan.
Thank you so much again, Emily. It's been amazing having you. Such a pleasure, and just so much value that you offered to all of us. So thank you again.